Check, check. Hello, Red Wave. Welcome to Beware of Bulldogs podcast. My name is Caleb Nail, and we're here to talk Fresno State football. Good morning. Today is Monday, September 8th. And, the neighbor's dog right on cue has showed up. Thank you for tuning in. It is early Monday morning. It's when we're going live now. I will catch you up on what the heck is going on with Beware of Bulldogs. I'm going to catch you up. And then we're going to talk about the game, the football game. And then I will get to your guys' comments on social media. If you're in the chat, thank you. I know it's early. Early for most, maybe the start of the day for most and the end of the day for others. So thank you. Like I said, I'm late. I'm sorry. I forgot. You have to have an X premium account to go live on X. So of course, 1 minute before I click go live or I click it and it says, "Oh, you can't do it." Oh boy, here we go. So now I'm spending money. That's it. That's what we do. This also is maybe a new setting for you. I got kicked outside. So when it starts getting cold, I might be bundled up and I will be bundled up and we'll see how it goes. James, good to see you. Happy that you're here early in the morning. Really quick, let me inform everybody what is going on with Beware of Bulldogs, because I want to keep you informed and I'm not trying to hide anything. So what happened was at the end of, was it the end of the school year, the last school year? I had a baby. I was starting a new job. Space heaters, James. Thank you. You're right. I'm going to have to put one right by my feet. Baby, new job. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to, and Caleb Pletz had decided to step away. And I was looking for a new co-host. And during that time, I was talking to Aaron, who held down the fort for a while. And thank you, Aaron, by the way. So I was talking to Aaron. And I said, you know what, Aaron? I'm going to step away and you're going to run the show. And so kind of threw him into it. It wasn't fair to him, really. Just kind of threw him in there, and he did a great job. And then while Aaron was doing it, Aaron now got a promotion at his job, and so he's not going to be able to put in the time, and he wanted someone to take care of it. Well, Aaron, he's so kind. He reached out to me and he said, "Hey, Caleb, um, I'm gonna give this up. I'd like to offer it first to you, give it back." I said, okay, now I'm at a place where we're moving along, and I really, in the grand scheme of things, I found this guy. His name's Jesus. He really changed my life during this time. Kind of broke me down. I was in a really dark place after I gave up Beware. So work got really hard. I didn't have any outlet or anything like that, and of course, money's tight, and so I was just, and it shouldn't be about money, but everything was fine with my wife and kids, but I was just in a dark place, and was talking to the Lord a lot, and finally found my place. I rekindled my relationship with the Lord, and God, guys, it's been awesome. And so when he reached out to me, it was kind of perfect timing, and here we are. We're doing it, and I'm very excited to be back and doing this thing. Derek, good to see you, man. It's good to be back, and I'm really happy the Dogs got a win. I should start always by saying Fresno State defeats Oregon State 36-27. We're going to get to that in a sec. Let me pull up my notes here, make sure I get to everything. I think that's really the gist of where we're at now, where we were, where we're at now. Just turning this over to the Lord and let him take this show wherever it goes. And I'm not going to worry about it too much, because last time that I was, the 5 years of hosting the show, I made it more about myself and like, oh, Caleb, you are going to be the Fresno State guy. Well, no, it's not about me anymore. This is about you guys and serving the Lord and fulfilling his calling in my life. Greg, it's good to be back. Thanks for having me back. Love you too, man. Derek just got home from Oregon. Wow. Okay. This is actually the first thing on my list after the score that I finally got to. The first thing on my list was the atmosphere in Corvallis. I've heard it from multiple people, Derek. You're not and I want to put it in the chat what you thought of the overall atmosphere. Right? It wasn't packed, but from what I heard, the lights and the shows and everything during a day game was a lot of fun. The fans were loud, the ones that were there, and I even had a fan reach out on X from Oregon State. Now it was Oregon State, but they said it was loud, but they wish it wasn't a packed stadium. They wish it was, because they wanted us to see what it was like with a packed stadium. And they said that it was loud. It's usually loud, and they have a good time. And I've heard from Fresno State fans that Oregon State put on a good show. So I'm curious, anybody in the chat went, let me know. Or if you watch this later, comment down below. Fans were definitely loud, Derek says. Yeah, so, I think it's a good atmosphere to have for the future of the Pac-12. I think this is a good game. Fresno State, Oregon State is a good game to be played in the Pac-12 every year. Fresno State versus Oregon State should be played every year, as well as Fresno State, Boise State. And I think one of the things I was thinking about during this game was, man, nobody in the Mountain West likes us. Some may respect us, but they don't like us. No one does. They see us as like a must-win game because they don't like Fresno. And we just added another school to that list, Oregon State. And you know what? I like that. I like being that team. So, man, I don't know if Washington State is there yet, but Oregon State is there, and Texas State will get there. So I think it's funny that all these schools just dislike Fresno State, and they want to beat us so bad. So the chainsaw is pretty loud as well. We're glad we didn't have to hear it as much or hear it much. Oh, that's what Ed said. He's like, I'm so sick and tired of hearing these chainsaws. I can be hearing them in my sleep now. Good atmosphere up there in Corvallis. It's one of those places. There's not much else to do, so you go watch Beaver football. Unfortunately, there's more and more things coming to Fresno, and too many distractions in Fresno on game day. We still have a good group, but I didn't do a recap or a preview of any of the past two games. I was disappointed at our showing. Now I'm talking to myself because I didn't make it. This is the first year where I don't have tickets. I planned on sitting in the Green V section, but like I said earlier, money's a little tight this year, and saving up. This is what I get for having kids, I guess. Good morning, Real Fresno State. I got to see the whole name. Real Fresno State fan. Go Dogs. But yes, I want to talk about the atmosphere. Then the other thing I want to talk about before we actually get to the game was the late start. So Baylor SMU went to overtime. It was a late start on TV, I should say. I don't, if you were there, I don't know if it was a late start. If they probably waited a little bit. But we were stuck watching on the CW at Givoli Winery. By the way, big shout out to all of you that came out to Givoli Winery. Had a wonderful time meeting you guys. And from what it sounds like is that we need to do this more often. So when there is not a private event or a winery event going on at the winery, we will be watching away games at the winery. So we had a great time. We had wine, pizza, wine slushies, ice cream. The winery provide those things are to purchase at the winery, and we all had a good time and getting to know each other. It's a great community. 15 minutes late, Derek says. Okay. So yeah, we were watching SMU Baylor. Great game, by the way. But the thing that frustrated me was the CW, once the game kicked off, told us, go to the CW app and you can watch the game there. So some of us in the barn, in the winery, did, and it wasn't working. Well, the Pac-12 and the CW need to figure this out. Because if they're going to do this, they need to be ready to go. I actually appreciate the Mountain West app and what goes on there. It may not be the greatest, but it works. We get to watch games. So we need the CW if we want to step up and we want people to be tuning into games, and we need to be able to put numbers to viewership and put it out there for advertising. Your app has to work. It's got to work. It was pretty frustrating. So we got to the game when the game turned on. I believe it was 7-6 or 7-7. Either way, we missed a little bit of the game because the app wasn't working. We couldn't watch it. Derek says no metal detectors at the gates was a shocker as well. Very trustworthy people, I guess, in Corvallis. I don't know. Everybody there, smoking weed and cutting down trees, logging. I don't know. I don't know what they do. I've never been to Corvallis. I've been to Portland and Eugene, but I've never been to Corvallis. And I should add this last thing before we get to the game. My buddy was women's volleyball assistant coach for the Beavers for some time. Actually, last year he was. Well, he has now moved back to the farm to Kerman, and he's farming in Kerman. So what does he decide to do? He shows up to the winery in an Oregon State shirt, Oregon State volleyball shirt, just to make everybody mad. I know he did it. I know that's why he did it. He said he was actually rooting for them too. I don't know if he's going to be allowed in next time, or we're going to, you know what, we'll hike up the price on wine and pizza next time for him. Okay. So what I'd like to get to is the game now. Overall, in general, my thought is we escaped. Oregon State did everything they could to give us that game. Now a win's a win. Matt Entz said something that I really liked. He said, a win is a win, and a win is good. A win can be sloppy, and it may not look good, but a win is a win. I like that. I like what he said there, because I believe that. Defense held up for most of the time. Now, too many players running in open space. Rayshawn Luke looked really good. And we'll get to some other talking points as well. We'll go through the numbers and I'll share my opinion on everything. But overall, I would say at the end of the game, my overall reaction is a win is a win, but there are a lot of things we have to get right and we have to get better at. Numbers. EJ Warner, 13 for 18, 121 yards, 1 interception. So again, through three games, he has no touchdown passes, and I believe he has 5 interceptions. And there has been a crowd on social media that is saying, and I don't know if I'm there yet. This is why I'm separating myself from this crowd, because I don't know if I'm there yet. Saying that, hey, we might want to start looking into Conklin. We might want to test the waters on another QB with another QB. And I don't know if I'm there yet. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. Reason being is, yes, when we are in a shootout, it's scary, but we got the ball with under 2 minutes left to go, and EJ Warner on pass plays that were called used his legs well. Also, that was our first touchdown. He scored a touchdown with his legs. His experience makes a big difference in those moments. And also, 13 for 18 is not that bad. And our identity is running the ball. Here's an example I would use. If you talk to Boise State fans last year about Maddox Madsen, they would say, we're going to keep him. We're not moving from him. I want the best quarterback that can hand Ashton Janty the ball. That was Maddox Madsen. And take advantage of the play action, and maybe he's decent at pre-snap reads. EJ is that guy, because our identity is getting the ball to Donaldson, Luke, Gilliam, Ramirez. We have 4 really good running backs. It excites me. EJ doesn't. We do not have to worry about EJ as of yet taking over games. Okay, we should. When we played, when we lost to Kansas and we needed EJ to make throws, there were times he made really good throws and there were times he didn't. But I will say, I don't see another D1 quarterback at the Fresno State level that is really much different than EJ. I would say EJ's at the top still. So I would pump the brakes on calling for a new quarterback. I actually like what I'm seeing from EJ right now. The deep ball throw was risky. It was in double coverage. Wide receiver got bumped off his line. You can say what you want. It's still an interception, though. I understand that. But, I watched Derek Carr in the NFL throw it up deep to guys in double coverage all the time. Derek Carr was a big-time risk taker, and I like that. I like a little gunslinging quarterback. So James says, is it all Warner, or does he not have anyone to throw it to? Good question. I feel he has gotten better every game, but I'm worried every time he goes to throw. I agree. I think there's still. I think that question is still yet to be answered about does he have anyone to throw it to? Yes, I like Josiah Freeman and Richie Anderson, and we got a lot of quick guys as well. But we need to be able to separate a little better, in my opinion, from the line of scrimmage. Our release off the line needs to be a little better at the wide receiver position. And then I think it's just built into me that whenever a quarterback takes his 3-step, 5-step drop, I know the pass rush is coming quick because our O-line has struggled in the past. So get the ball out, get the ball out, get the ball out. That's all I think. That's all I'm thinking. Get the ball out, get the ball out, get the ball out. So for a quarterback to even take a 5-step drop and then step into the pocket and launch it, I'm not used to that. JY, good to see you, man. Love your show. Thanks for joining ours. Some early morning Bulldog show. Rushing stats. This is Fresno State football now. We are a running team. And, well, let me get the numbers first before I get going, because, gosh, I could just talk. Okay, I got to focus, Caleb. Rayshawn Luke led the team in carries with 12, led the team in yards with 86. He also had a touchdown. E.J. Warner had 3 carries. He was second on the team in rushing yards with 57. He also had a rushing touchdown. Bryson Donaldson, 7 carries for 34 yards. He didn't get his normal amount of carries due to an injury. We are told he's fine. Elijah Gilliam, 3 carries for 12 yards. And Brandon Ramirez had 1 carry, didn't go anywhere. Avit had a carry for 10 yards. But here's what I like. Rayshawn Luke he's speedy, right? That's his name, the nickname, Speedy. He's speedy, but he's a strong runner. I love that about him. He doesn't look tiny. Then you have Donaldson, who is going to beat you up trying to tackle him. So is Ramirez, and so is Gilliam. Have fun tackling our running backs. And by the way, what I really enjoy about this offense and this team in general, you can see the difference in this team, but is the toughness. They will wear you down. I know some people during the game wanted to abandon the run, right? It's not working. Right? We had a total of 197 rushing yards, which is great, by the way. But we're used to 350 against Georgia Southern. But when it's your identity, you don't get away from it. We're going to win the time of possession battle. I actually don't know if we did or not. I'll have to look at that. I can pull it up right here because I'm curious. Oh, we weren't even close. We weren't even 18 minutes. We had the ball for 18 minutes. Oregon State had the ball for 37. Yeah, Derek is exactly right. You're right. No rest for opposing D-lines. No rest there. Their linebackers are going to get beat up. The smaller DBs, if they have to make tackles, they're going to get beat up. And so what happens is when you get to the fourth quarter, you're beat up. You don't want to hit anybody, or it hurts to, and you're beat up. So you keep running the ball, and you get chunk plays after chunk plays, or you have a guy like Luke who's averaging 7 yards a carry. That's big time. That's what we want. By the time you're in the fourth quarter, now every run is 7, 8, 9, 10 yards. That's huge. And we go down the field and score a touchdown or kick a field goal and win it. Thanks to our quarterback running the ball. But I don't think we need to be so antsy to, okay, we need to throw the ball and we need a new quarterback to throw the ball. And we need to complete all of our passes. and we need to escape with no turnovers. But yes, I would like that. However, that's not who we are. This is a totally different Fresno State team. We're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball. And I would ask the question, who on this offense would you like to have the ball in their hands? And there's two players that come to mind. It's Bryson Donaldson and Rayshawn Luke, and they're running backs. Get them the ball. Okay. Receiving. Josiah Freeman had 5 receptions for 82 yards. Richie Anderson, tight end, 2 receptions for 20. Avit. Is it Avit? Somebody, Avit or Avit? I apologize. First one of the season. Okay. He had 3 for 16. Donaldson, 1 for 4. Luke, 1 for 1. And then Farrar had 1 reception for -2 yards. For a total, we had a total of 121 passing yards. So Josiah Freeman was the guy when it comes to wide receiver. He led the team with 7 targets, 5 receptions out of those 7 targets. I like seeing the tight end get involved. Richie Anderson with 2 for 20. Now, like I said, no touchdowns, but I'm okay with that. Defensively, Pearson is he's an animal. He is an animal. Our linebacker Pearson, he had 11 tackles. He was everywhere. Jakari Embry had the pick 6. Harris had the interception, really nice. Avit is how I've been hearing it. Okay, Avit. Thank you. Pearson is everywhere. Embry and Harris, great interceptions. Braca had 5 tackles. But Pearson, from day one, from the Kansas game to now, has been all over the field. I really like him. Man, he's fun to watch. The D-line was fun as well. They did well. They put pressure on him, on Malik Murphy. And Malik Murphy is dangerous with his legs. And now he's not as much of a threat as Jane Daniels, especially because Malik Murphy doesn't have the same arm Daniels has. And we saw that with underthrows and the interceptions and things like that, decision making. But Malik Murphy is still a running quarterback that we tend to struggle against, and he's very athletic, good quarterback. We shut him down for the most part. Or when it counted, we did. So I think after this game, I would say our secondary needs the most work. There's something going on, whether that be a lack of communication at that level, or we're just not able to keep up, which I think it's a lack of communication because there are guys on running free on wheel routes that just can't happen. I don't know if we're getting picked. This game I didn't watch a second time. So I don't know if we're getting picked or we're losing our guys in zone coverage, or we're in man coverage and we're just getting beat. I don't know. But whatever it is, there's too many players in open catching the ball in open space and turn around and running with green grass in front of them. Can't happen. So we got to figure that out. Now, what can help is our pass rush. I do like the engine that our D-line has, but we need more of it. Okay, Jazon Jacks had a sack. And I would like to see the TFL numbers. I don't have it in front of me. But I need to see more from our D-line. Right? I want to see where, and I think the D-line room would say the same thing. If we can get to the quarterback, we don't have to worry about something happening in the secondary. Now, Oregon State, I don't know how their O-line is. They got blasted by Cal. The team as a whole got blasted by Cal. So they could be pretty bad. But Oregon State typically has a good O-line. When it comes to conference play, and it's really this Saturday against Southern, I want to see this D-line blow offensive lines up in the pass rush. I want to see us get to the quarterback way quicker than we have been getting there. Way quicker than we have been. And then that takes a lot of pressure off our secondary. I thought Thunderbird also had a good game. And then Lynch, he went 3 for 3, hit the 43-yarder, and also was perfect on extra points. But Lynch had a great game. And clutch, too. From the left hash. Hit it from the left hash. Game winner. It's over. We're good. Rayshawn Luke is a threat when we talk about kickoff returns. And he took one back. Got called back. Can we talk about the refs? Holy cow. We'll save that. We'll get there in a second. Rayshawn Luke, I love how he just puts his head down and runs. He will take one back this year. He's going to. And then we had Jaden Carrillo take that punt back. That wild play for a touchdown, 42 yards. That was fun. Some talking points that I've been hearing. First, we'll start with the Oregon State fans. So we talk, and we'll talk. I think this is not just Oregon State. This is nationwide talking point right now is how important a long snapper is. Well, starting long snapper for Oregon State was out. They had lots of issues handling snaps. Here's the thing, though. I played high school football. We had 4 guys that could long snap. This is the collegiate level. You got to have at least one other guy that can long snap decently well. The other thing is on that punt that Jaden Carrillo took back, where the guy just kicked it, booted off the ground. Jaden Carrillo scooped it up and ran it in. He should have caught that. That went through his hands. That wasn't on the long snapper. That was on the punter. Didn't catch it and then decided to kick it. But so that play, I'm putting on the punter. But other than that, you should have another guy that can long snap the ball. If my high school team at Fresno Christian, and we were terrible, my center was my brother, who was 6'2", 160. That's how bad we were. And I was starting quarterback. You're in a bad position when I'm quarterback. But we had multiple long snappers. Oregon State should have multiple. So, but it's still funny though that how important a long snapper is to the team. And honestly, I don't think most long snappers are on scholarship. Maybe later on, but not at first. So bring a bunch on. See, find 2 or 3. But here's what I'll say is if they're one good long snapper away from winning that game, that's not good for Fresno. We need to be in a better position. I will say that. The other thing is the targeting call. So there was a targeting call that, and I put a tweet out there that everybody's been commenting on. I just asked, was it targeting? There's a targeting call that was very questionable. I should have pulled it up here and showed it. But we did not lead with the helmet. Okay, so Fresno State hits the Oregon State wide receiver with the shoulder. I thought it was lower than the helmet. May have been chin, maybe grazed the face mask. And then knocked the ball loose. Okay. I watched it, and I am using my unbiased opinion here. Okay. As much as I can. That did not look like a targeting to me. It didn't look like there was any contact to the head. Now they said it was a defenseless receiver. I heard the argument that it's a defenseless receiver, so that's why. It doesn't even fit the definition of defenseless receiver. He caught the ball. He took 3 steps. I counted. He took 3 steps, had possession of the ball, got hit. To me, it looked like right below the chin and the shoulder, and our guy used his shoulder. It looked like a good hit, a great football play. They call targeting, ejected. We're going to miss a half. And the overall majority of people did not believe that was a targeting. A targeting call. Should have been called that way. Ryan Leaf said it was because he was defenseless. Yeah, that's what I was hearing. And I don't think so. This is what I think Kyler Murray does well. There's a couple. I think it's Jackson Smith and Jigba in the NFL. Does very well. He catches the ball and he goes down. Right? If there's no room to go and he knows he's going to take a hit, he just goes down. And I think that's really smart. And a lot of kids should learn from this. It's going to extend your career. Catch the ball. And right, he was wrapped up from behind, the wide receiver, right? We had him wrapped up from behind. Just go down. Catch the ball, go down. You're wrapped up, go down. And even if you're in open space, you caught the ball, 3 guys come on you, boom, just go down. Did I just say that? My bad. So catch the ball, go down. Because it's the game of football. And the game of football, you have to, tackle the guy with the ball. At least that's what I assume. I think they're trying to change things, and maybe we should put flags on them now. I don't know. But that was a good hit, in my opinion. It was a good hit. He had time to catch the ball and go down, and it was a good defensive play. Should have been a fumble, Fresno State ball. Right, so that could have changed the game. That did change the game. Throwing a starter out for half the game, and then half the game, thank goodness it's Southern, but still, we're sitting out. That changed the game, let alone if it went the other way where it was a fumble and we pick it up, and now who knows what we do with it. So I didn't like that. Those are my 2 main talking points. I want to get to you guys now. Let's get to the comments. So you can follow on X. Most of you tune in on X anyways. Beware_Bulldogs. Watch on YouTube. Most of you are on YouTube. Beware Bulldogs podcast. I also extended this question to the Instagram followers. Thanks for following over there. After every game, I put it out there to leave your thoughts. I like it when it's right after the game too, because I like getting the unedited versions of our emotions. So the fantasy farmer, Trent from TFF Dudes, says, the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast, says, nice to finally be on the good side of one of these games. And I agree, because I think in the past, and I mentioned this, that this team just looks and feels different, right? They're tough for one, but the mindset just feels, I don't know if it's true or not, because I'm not around the boys, but it feels different. Right? We're in those close games like you remember the game in the Rose Bowl, Jay Kaner and Jalen Cropper, they go drive down the field to win that game. But some people may take offense to this, but this is what I observed the past years. As Tedford was aging, it seemed to be like the mindset of the team changed a little bit, right? The identity changed a little bit. This tough grittiness. People may fight me on this, but this is what I observed. It seemed to change a little bit, and not for the better. Now, I think it's different. It's back to being tough, gritty mindset. We're not giving up till the final whistle. And you could see that throughout the entire game. Because I don't think a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, we don't win that game. But we won. And we're on the good side of one of those games now. And especially when it comes to Oregon State, because it happened to us in 2022. So there's a lot of this. You're going to get a lot of these comments in here. Kevin, DuBois _22 says, EJ isn't the answer. Yeah, I'm not there yet. Sierra Nevada Sam. I'll say this. He's got a photo on there. See, Oh my goodness. It's still live? Okay. Why? Very frustrating. Okay. All right. Making sure. Okay. Computer crashed and typical. I try to open up another page and it crashes. Maybe I need a new computer, but okay. Okay, let me quickly run through everything and say a prayer that this doesn't crash again. Big Dog 559 says EJ Warner needs to stop forcing plays. Yes. Defense needs to make quicker adjustments. Yes. We got exposed on the same play multiple times where short passes turned into long games. Refs were ass. Yes. That word's in the Bible. It's okay. The CW needs to fix their website and app as well as update their graphics. Yes, I agree with all those points. Eddie, Fresno Volter. At the Fresno Volter, the officiating in this game was clearly biased for Oregon State. So many calls, bad calls, and non-calls. I can't believe that they are officials. How come officials don't get reprimanded? That targeting call has got to be the worst call I have seen. It's up there. It's one of the worst ever. Eddie goes on to add, does anyone think they will actually make the tough but right call of benching quarterback one? Every coach at Fresno State seems to stick to their original quarterback one pick, no matter how wrong the pick is. So in the beginning, like I said, I'm not ready to move on yet. I honestly don't think he's warranted a benching. But I do think Entz would. There's something to be said, though, about the locker room. If you bench quarterback one and the whole team isn't ready, it's going to be a problem. I think that's probably the number one reason why coaches don't move on from quarterback one right away. Kevin at Kevin Dude 2112 says coaches clearly had a little faith in EJ late in the game. Some odd play calling as well. Road wins are always great, but we have a ton to fix. 100%. I agree with this. I agree with the end statement. I got to go back and watch the play calling at the end of the game. We called pass plays and EJ ran the ball. So I don't know. I would like to see the routes that were ran and how they schemed things up. But EJ, in my opinion, made the right play during on that last drive during those plays. And a road win is great. I agree with that. But we have a ton to fix is the key. I worry that with what I saw against Kansas and Oregon State and the first half of Georgia Southern is what we're going to get during Mountain West play. And I don't want that because the Mountain West teams will take advantage of us. They have film on us and we need to, I feel like I've said this a lot over the past couple of years. Like we can't start the way that we've been starting. So there's holes in the defense that we got to fix. There's times where the running game is non-existent. And if that's our identity, that's bad. Aaron Atwell, former host of the show, says EJ Warner experiment needs to end immediately. Curious to why Aaron thinks that. I'm not ready yet. I will continue to say it. I'm not ready yet. Loners 16 says, let's get Conklin some serious reps ASAP. Why you can't eat it cold? ? Says, feels like we have a good coaching staff, but lacking talent at wide receiver and D-line. I think Warner's bought himself another week as starter. Numbers aren't great, but it's not like he's missing open guys. It's more him forcing throws even when the wide receivers can't separate. Good win. Go Dogs. I like this. I like what he said there. I agree with that. He brought up the wide receiver position, not being able to separate. I think we lack a strong release or get off at the line of scrimmage. And then in open space, are we separating? I don't think we are. I understand EJ throwing it up, giving guys a chance. I don't like it in double, triple coverage, but every once in a while, we got to take the deep ball. We got to make sure that the defense is ready. And they were. But I like this. I like what you said. Thank you for comment. Sierra Nevada Sam. Well, I agree with that. That's why I like it. Okay. But I had this your show. I was reading everybody's. Sierra Nevada Sam. I'll say this. I'm at the UTEP game, which is an incredible stadium. The Sun Bowl. El Paso has about 130,000 more people in the city, which means I'm impressed with how our Fresno State fans show up. This place should be packed. And this is when I crashed last time. Trying to pull up the photo. But he takes a photo and puts it in. It's empty. It's sad. GT5U, put Conklin or Mandel in. Chuba Arnold, I mean, the Mountain West owns the Pac-2. Yep, that's true. Robert Polvido, we won, but we have a lot to work on. Yes, if we don't change quarterbacks at some point, the lack of a passing game will cost the Dogs the game or games. So, possibly. I think the lack of a passing game, yes. I think the lack of a passing game, well, we're yet to see if we lack a passing game with another quarterback. So, Ricky J, was Fresno the better team? No. They just made less mistakes. And that was enough. Yes. Pass game needs to get going to open run game again, either with EJ or Conklin. So Ricky's saying he doesn't care. The pass game just needs to get going. Defense made some good stops against a solid offense, but third downs are becoming a noticeable issue. The Beavers were 10 for 17 on third down. The fact that we're getting teams in 17 third down positions, third and to go, whatever that is, and then that's pretty good, but they converted on 10 of them. Wow. Israel Hogan says, winning and still haven't played our best game. True. Clarence, should have won by more. Refs had too much to say in this game. We need a better quarterback. If we had one, I can only imagine what this team could do. Matt Troop, we have a one-dimensional offense right now. The play calling in most of the game shows they do not trust EJ. Okay, that's the second person that has said about play calling and trusting EJ. I got to go back and watch this game. Jake Donald, hard game to critique. What I took from it, when the game mattered, we marched it and kicked a clutch field goal. Huge for confidence. Gilbert Canellis, defense needs to get their poop together, and we need to reevaluate our first and second string quarterback. Thomas Holt, weakness in secondary is the passing defense. Yep, I would say secondary in general. DB is getting blocked, and he adds quarterback one. Work on passing game and change quarterback one. Okay. Matt, weird game. Matt M. Soli says, weird game. Dogs maybe shouldn't have been in the game if it wasn't for 5 botched snaps. We have a running game. We don't have a quarterback. Need to try Conklin. East 559. If we can get our passing game going, we're dangerous. Common theme here. Doug, refs terrible, still won. Wasn't even close to our best game. Rodrigo, the game shouldn't have been close. They made a ton of mistakes. I'm rooting for EJ, but he has not been good. He makes the occasional play, but also makes a lot of dumb plays. This guy, Dogs looked outclassed, but pulled a win. Truth seeker, college football referees in the state of Oregon suck. B, I would say Oregon State beat themselves. Yeah. And 3, RJ Bennett. It was ugly, but a W is a W. Yeah. I think everything, what you guys said is true. Bulldog born Valley bred 559. We don't have weapons at wide receiver. What's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Jalen Moss, 0 catches at Arizona State this weekend. Dude could be wide receiver 1 here. Shake my head. It's true. Sosa, thank you. Thanks for being here. And Derek adds, Coach Ince said before the season started that we would be a running team. We didn't need a Jake Haener. We needed a game manager, and we got it. Okay. See that I'm with Derek there right now. That's where I am. So I know a majority of you are ready to move on and try Conklin out. I'm not there yet. Once we if we struggle next 3 games, I would say, or if he struggles throwing the ball against Southern, which I don't think we will, but if we do, I can see it happening. And then in the first couple Mountain West games, I want to see it as well. Bulldog born Valley bred. Hope we mix up the back end coverage more. Get Kevin Coyle on the line for some defensive creativity, please. Yeah, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to mix things up because whatever is going on right now is not working. But they know that. I'm really excited about this coaching staff. The Lakeness Monster over on Instagram. If the passing game does not improve, teams are going to just stack the box. It's true. And that's why I'm hopeful that our play action passing game steps up. If this is our identity, then we have to make them believe that it is our identity. And that right now, we get in too many 3rd and longs. We're in too many 3rd and 7s where we have to throw the ball. And so they know where if a play action play call is not going to trick any linebackers or safeties. It's not. A 3rd and 2 might, right? And if there's 8 guys in the box in the 3rd and 2, play action. Or 3rd and 3, whatever. But right now, they don't believe us. So they need to, when we go and have a play action pass play, they need to believe us. Cody Benbow says defense needs to get tougher up front. I agree with that. I like what we have. I like the engine up there, but we have to be better. We need more pressure. Cody Benbow also adds, don't let them get hot. Offense looks great with moving pieces. I agree. King of my castle. Defense needs work. Not sure if Warner is the one. Go Dogs. R. Harris, 21-17. I'm used to losing games like this. Beginning of a new era. I think things are different with this team. Diego Hunting Slugs. Lucky they didn't have a long snapper. Way to come through when it mattered. W. Jai Binnings. Giving up 500 yards. Lucky long snapper was out. See that? Captain Kevin 39. I'm proud of the defense for never giving up. There you go. I read everybody. Thank you guys for interacting. Be sure to follow and on socials, subscribe here. Overall, good win, but we have to be better. Is the overall agreement on the Red Wave. We have to be better. I think where we're going to have disagreements is at quarterback 1, and I think that's normal. I think we need to have a good showing against Southern. It's a home game. I'm curious to see how we do ticket-wise. Are we after a big win against Georgia Southern at home, and then this is still a big win. I think this is still a big win, and how we did it is big for us. And I think our team is going to learn a lot from this win. Right? Sometimes you can argue that it's hard to learn from wins. Like it's easier to learn from losses. But from this win, we're going to learn a lot. And so how do these two wins stacked on top of each other affect this next attendance against an FCS school? I'm excited about it because they have a great band and they're bringing the band. So that should be cool. But we should smoke this team. They should run up the score, build confidence. I mean, let's score 79 points. Come on, let's do it. The plan for this week is I'm going to have a preview out on Thursday. I am working on getting someone that represents Southern on here. Oh, yes, let me hype up the Green V section. Derek, thank you. If you guys want to sit in the Green V section, hit up Derek, hit up Justin on X or on Facebook. People noticed. I saw multiple conversations and heard multiple conversations about the Green V section. So I'm excited for the Green V section. It's going to take a year. They're going to get going, and they're doing great things. And I think if you want to be part of that, let them know. Bulldogs Born Valley Bread says, give this year's staff last year's roster and we'd be cooking with gas. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's get going. I'm ready for Mountain West play already, but we can't overlook Southern. Who knows what could happen. Let's go destroy them in front of a home crowd. But man, really liking the staff. I really like the players on this team. I'm enjoying what Classy's doing there. It just feels different. This is a new season in Fresno State athletics, and I'm liking it. So yes, Thursday previews coming out. Looking for somebody from Southern to hop on with me and do that. Every Monday morning, we will have the live like this to recap. So Monday mornings will be our live shows every week, once a week. That's the best time that works for me. And I told the wife when I get home, I'm theirs, so I can't do it after work. So before work, that's when we're doing it. So thank you guys so much for supporting and tuning in. This is going to be a fun season. I'm looking forward to it. And you can actually support the show. I'll have it linked. I'll have a link to where you can. What $1 or whatever that is. We're starting that. And so then it helps me and it's going to go straight back to the podcast. We're going to do merch and we're going to try to do some fun things. Since I got to take a step back, I got to reevaluate and see how I want to do some things on the pod. And so that was good for me. And I'm going to have to, unfortunately, I have to use money to do that. So I put up a support button if you feel so inclined. So, but I appreciate you just listening, being here, interacting with me. It's so good to be back and talking Fresno State athletics. I'm just to let you know, I'm praying for you guys. I'm praying for all the listeners that listen to the show. So if you have prayer requests, please DM me. I want to pray for you guys. And then I also ask for the same in return. Please pray for me and my family as we're starting up the podcast again and working as well. And so, and as the family grows, I just ask that I can be a good dad to my family and good husband. So please pray for me, and I am praying for the podcast and everyone that listens. So thank you so much. God bless. And preview will be out Thursday, and I'll see you live next Monday at 5:30 a.m. Hopefully I got everything going again, and hopefully the computer doesn't crash this time. Thanks everybody. Love you.